Hi guys, it's 1 o'clock again. Today is time for our weekly nutrition talk. So today we are just going on with the diet plans. I'm doing a series of diet plans as I mentioned last week, and I started with the DNA diet test from DNA analysis. And today I'm doing the DNA sports test. I'm just covering that, and so let's start. Okay, the DNA sports genetic test examines various areas that impact training responsiveness as well as your sporting performance. These biological areas include soft tissue remodeling, inflammation, blood flow, and respiration, energy production and fuel metabolism. So I'm just going to show you on the screen how they show you the test. Let me just get that for you. Okay, there you go. So those are the different the test areas, and then they show you if you have a high or low responsiveness to that test. Okay, so to achieve success as an athlete, you need to ensure a personalized training strategy that optimizes your genetic potential, and secondly, choosing the right lifestyle, nutrition, and environmental interactions to optimally express your inherited genes. So we find your strong points and we magnify those, or we can find your weak points and improve on those. So the test reports on the following. So those things there like injury risk, power potential, caffeine metabolism, all those that you see on the screen, those they report on, and I'm just going to go through those separately so that you understand what each thing can say about you. Okay, so your soft tissue injury risk. Here it can tell you if you have the gene which will cause you to get injuries more often. If you know this, your coach can space out your high intensity sessions further apart, so to prevent injuries. You can also add extra physio and massage sessions into your training program. Nutrition-wise, collagen or bone broth will help to prevent injuries. All these things might be unnecessary to do if you don't have the injury risk gene, and you might just be spending extra money on collagen, which is not really needed. So that's why it's important to know if you have it, then it's important to spend the money. If not, then it's not really needed. So let me show you there. They did a study, and they found that if you had the C allele in a gene, like on the left hand side, those people had the CC allele gene or the CT allele gene, then you can have more, then your injury risk is higher. Where on the right hand side, if you only have the TT allele, then your risk of injuries is very little, like those extreme endurance athletes that just run for kilometers and kilometers and they never have any problems. So they don't need to take extra things or anything. They will just always be fine. But for me, for instance, I run around the block and then I get an injury. So it's important for me to take collagen. So that's what that is about. And then the next thing, your inflammation and oxidative stress response. We get exposed to free radicals all around us every day, such as sunlight, smoke, and even eating meat products. For some people, these free radicals damage their cells more than other people. A gene test can show you if you are one of those. Stress can cause cancer and injuries in your body. If you have these genes, it will be beneficial to eat more plants and antioxidants than the non-gene carriers. That is why a vegan diet might help some people more than others. If you don't have these genes, there is no reason to change your diet. But if you have them, then it might make all of the difference. Adding antioxidant vitamins might also help you here, such as vitamin A, C, and E. Again, then inflammation again can cause weight gain, heart attacks, and also injuries. Here they pick up your inflammation markers and the genes that go with that. If you're someone with high inflammation markers, an anti-inflammatory diet plan will then work for you. This includes things like green leafy vegetables, high amounts of omega-3s found in fish and walnuts. And some herbs like turmeric can also help to lower your inflammation. And then the next thing, recovery from exercise. Your immune response to stress can also be seen in your genes. If you do high intensity exercise and you're someone that gets flu more often from that, then you might have a certain gene. A different exercise approach with longer, less intense sessions might help your immune system along, together with certain nutrients such as vitamin C, proteins with specific amino acids, and zinc. And then the blood flow and respiration. Here there are certain people who get more blood flow to their muscles and others who get more blood flow to their heart and their lungs. The endurance athlete will have more at the lungs and their heart and needs less blood at their muscles, whereas people that do power exercise will get more blood going to their muscles. This will then allow their muscles to get bigger and stronger. The endurance athlete will always struggle with strength and would be better off focusing on his strong points rather than competing against a shorter distance athlete. So it's good to know which one you are. And then the next point, which is touch on salt sensitivity. Salt is important to know as your body will react to salt in different ways. Salt-sensitive individuals will get vasoconstriction when ingesting too much salt. This means that the sides of your blood vessels tighten and constrict, so there are more force in your veins. These individuals are also better at strength-type exercise, as the blood then forces its way into the muscles. Endurance athletes will have less of an impact from salt. So this is important to know, as you have to be aware of the amount of sodium or salt that sports drinks contain to prevent high blood pressure and heart attacks. So heart attacks do happen on big races and long sporting events. So if you are someone that's salt sensitive, it's good to know. And then the next thing touches on caffeine metabolism. So this has to do with your liver, as your liver gets rid of toxins. If you have a beneficial gene, then your liver will have more enzymes and are able to filter out toxins faster. And caffeine is one of these things that your liver filter out. If you are able to sleep right after a cup of coffee, you probably have more of the beneficial gene. This means you can take in caffeine within half an hour before your race and you will see benefits. If you aren't one of those, you probably need to take caffeine more than an hour before a race to see any benefits. And then the gene testing tells you the amount and the timing of the caffeine that you need to see results before a race or a training session. And then let me just show you the other graph that I have here. So that one is about caffeine. So on the left hand side is the individuals with the caffeine metabolism gene that filters it faster, and the one on the right is the one that didn't take caffeine. On the one on the left, the see-through block, is the people that did take caffeine. And on a 40-kilometer cycle event, their time improved significantly from the right-hand side, the black block, which was about 75 minutes to about 70 minutes. So if you know when to take caffeine and how much, it can improve your time. So that's an important thing to know. And then the last thing is endurance potential and strength potential. So this has to do with the type of muscles that you have. You get fast twitch muscles, which are power muscles, and you get your slow twitch muscles for endurance exercise. And this has to do with the number of mitochondria or powerhouse cells in your muscles. More mitochondrial cells will mean that you are able to produce more ATP for energy and will be a better endurance athlete. If you know this, you can compete at the distance best suited for your genes or work on your weak points if you would like to do another distance. The more information you can give your coach, the more specific he can formulate your training program. Endurance athletes will do better on a lower intensity strength program, and others with more power genes might need a higher intensity strength program. Okay, so knowing the specific variations in your genes can help to personalize a training program to ensure that you benefit as much as possible from your training sessions by exploiting potential advantages. It will also help to identify any weaknesses that need to be improved on. Making appropriate choices for training and nutrition according to your genes can help prevent injuries and optimize your recovery. So if you are interested in this test, then you can contact me, and they will send you a test kit, like I explained last week, which you take the little earbud thing, rub it in the side of your mouth, send it to the lab. The results come within 2 weeks, and they will give all this information, like on the diagram there that I put there again. And then I will analyze it for you and formulate a specific diet plan. And then you can also send this to your coach, like Mike or Steve or whoever your coach is, and he can then formulate a training program to better improve your performance or stop your injuries from happening, or your flu, or whatever problems you have. Okay, and do you guys have any questions? This was a bit long, but I had to cover everything. Let me just see. It's difficult to see now with this thing here. I wonder if I can put it off. Sugar is evil. Definitely, sugar is evil. Yes. Is there any questions? How much does the test cost? Like I mentioned last time, it's about 1,800 Rand for the test alone, which excludes the courier fee and the consultation fee to formulate the diet plan. My email address is Hanlie, HANLIE, JDN@gmail.com, or you can just send me a DM on my Instagram account. Yes, so anything has to do with your genes. If you get heart palpitations from sugar, caffeine, it will be in your genes. Yes, that is my email address. How much do your clients adjust? Do you mean in terms of the results that they get, or in terms of the program and things? So in terms of the program, it depends on if they were on a wrong program, then they need to adjust quite a lot. The results, normally they get quite good results, because then it's specific to their genes, and it's a long-term thing, a lifestyle change. It's not a yo-yo type of diet where 1 week off, 1 week on. It's easy to follow because you know it will work for you. There is actually a corona DNA test. It came out, but the results take a bit long to come, so I wouldn't suggest going for that. You would probably be dead by the time you get the results. Yes, your current physiology can influence how the test comes out. So if you are a person that eats very unhealthy, then your gut microbiota will be very bad. And because most of your DNA comes from your microbiome in your body, about 99%, can have quite a big influence on your genes. So if you eat a lot of healthy foods, then you will have a lot of healthy genes. If you eat bad foods, you will have bad genes. I don't think it will have such a big effect on the sport genes, but specifically the DNA health and the DNA diet test, it will have some effect on that. Okay, so interested in the inflammation and the effect on sport. So inflammation has to do with things in it's like hormones in your body called like interleukin-6 and things like that. And if you have more of those, then your risk of heart attacks and things are more, because those hormones play a role in how your homeostasis and everything works together in your body. So if your inflammation is high, then you can get things like heart attacks and cancer and things like that, because then things aren't working properly. So it's not like just inflammation in your muscles. It's actually a much bigger picture that you need to worry about. But you will see the side effects on your body. You will maybe feel unhealthy. You will have a big stomach. You will definitely know you have inflammation in your body. Yes, so the test is a current indicator of your strengths and weaknesses. Like I said, the sport test is a longer, it's not just a now thing, whereas the DNA test is a longer thing. So the sport test, for instance, I'm an endurance athlete, I will never be able to be a strength type athlete. That won't change. And your caffeine metabolism, for instance, that you can change if you eat, for instance, a lot of green vegetables and things. You can up your liver enzymes, and then your caffeine will metabolize faster. But the minute you stop for a long period of time, then it will decrease again. So the DNA sport test is a long-term thing. You can't really change your genes so much of this one. So many people die from coronavirus issues of insulin and inflammation. Could be because those people are already sick, and the coronavirus is just like any other virus. It's just it's flu basically. It's just a very hectic flu. So someone that's very old and have a lot of problems can also die of normal flu. This coronavirus is just a strain of a normal flu. So it's just one that goes into your lungs. And people that have issues, they normally have all kinds of immune issues. So they might die from any type of immune disease. So what I mean by long term for the sport test is you can't necessarily change your sport type genes, like your endurance or your strength training. Whereas if you do the DNA diet test and you eat a lot of healthy foods and your gut microbiota change, then your genes can change the test results. So how can you get the DNA test done during lockdown? You just send me an email or a message, and I organize that the DNA test kit gets sent to your house. You do the mouth swab in your house. The courier comes to pick it up at your house, and they will send the test results to me. And I will formulate a diet plan based on those results. And then if you do the sports one, we can also send it to the coach, and I'll explain to him what to do for that. Any more questions that I've missed? Sorry, it's difficult to get to every single question. So just let me just let you know, next week, as I said in the beginning, it's a series of diet plans that I'm going over. I've done the DNA health, DNA sports, so there are more DNA tests like the skin, there's a hormone test, there's a medicine test, there's a health test, and yeah, I think those are all. I'm not going to cover all of those because they are very specific and very difficult to explain. But you could also do them through me. If you have any problems with medication, there's a mind one also, or you have anxiety, or you have problems with your skin or your hormones, you can do a test for that, and then we can sit and formulate a strategy to sort those issues out together with your doctor or whoever is involved in that. But I'm not going to go over that. Next week, we can have a look at the pros and cons of a vegan diet plan, because everyone is asking me about that. Okay, so thanks for today. I'm glad you found it interesting and understood everything. And yeah, let me know if you want to get it done. Okay, bye-bye.